Hey folks, today we're riding in the old Mazda. Long distance. This is actually the longest trip this truck will have ever been on, if it makes it. Hint, hint. I'm going out to pick up something very interesting. Another copier for the collection. I know everyone in the audience just groaned, but this is my hobby, one of them. And it is a rather special machine, and we're going to rescue it from what is essentially scrap. Alright, well, we're on the interstate, and see if you can see back there. Now that ain't good. So we're going to have to pull over and address that, I think. Alright, well, if this 100-pound battery can't hold it, nothing will. Back on the interstate, and I think the battery's holding it down. I think we're good. Signs say caution, stop traffic for road work, so that may hinder our progress a little bit, but we're still making good time for now. Well, I was hoping maybe the sign was wrong because it was a Sunday, but no dice. So we are stuck in low-speed traffic now, which is kind of miserable in a truck with no power steering and a manual transmission, but it is what it is. This guy's got a lot fancier of a property than I expected him to have. He's got a fountain, he's got like an electric gate that he's opening for me. It's crazy, man. And we are out of here. It is, in fact, behind me. So we were able to get it in there. I had to put, geez, like almost 3 quarts of oil in here, which means it was almost empty. So that's fun. Anyways, we're out of here. It seems to have made it, just with a lot of oil burning. So, I guess next update when something else happens. We just got fuel. We used about 5.6 gallons on the first leg of the trip, and it went from full to half, which is not true. And now, even though we put that fuel back in, it still says half. So, our fuel gauge has decided to become a little bit erratic. We are sitting in Georgia traffic. Well, I thought maybe I should give you guys some ambiance of what it's like to drive this thing. Well, we're on the home stretch now. Should be back in about 20 more minutes, and we'll try and get this thing unloaded. The mover's blanket shredded completely, and I almost lost the exit tray off the dock feeder. But luckily, when it came off, it stayed with the machine. It just sat down on the tray, and the wind didn't catch it just right. Because that thing, trust me, you'll see, it's like a sail. So it's in the cab now with me, and hopefully it'll be uneventful getting back. Now that I've said that, it's going to sling a rod, and hopefully we'll get this thing unloaded in a sane and reasonably safe method. We'll see. Well, it made it home, and I don't know if I've said what it is yet, but I'm sure you can tell by looking at it. Obviously, there's a shredded blanket. I'm glad I didn't try and film unloading it, because it was not quite as graceful as I was hoping, but it seems that everything is all here. Yes, hello, you too. So let's get this unwrapped. I already got the sorter unwrapped. Get this unwrapped, get these machines put together, and straighten out the panel I bent unloading it. Put the dock feeder back together, and we'll see what it does. The only casualties here so far are that cover, which goes over the waste box. A shame, but it's not a big deal. And this bracket on the side of the waste box, and this bracket on the side of the waste box, which ended up like that. But I can straighten these. They're stamped steel, so I can just straighten them out, put them back on, and then I think that should be just about everything. I mean, there's a bunch of dings and dents and stuff all over this thing, but I think I have this all back together. There you go. There we go. Isn't that much better? Now I'm gonna put some paper in it, figure the cassettes, and we'll power it on. Right, well, there she is, the Minolta CS Pro EP2050. It's a 25 page a minute copier from the analog days. This is no laser, no computer. It's got a microcontroller with like a little 2-line LCD. I think it's 4 lines, but it is what it is. And this machine actually has almost no digital electronics and actually none in the imaging system. It actually uses a set of mirrors coming down from this, the scanning head. There's a lamp, there's a set of mirrors, and they actually go down through a set of lenses like a camera, and they project down onto the drum directly. Unlike a modern machine, which will scan it in the computer, and the computer will laser scan it back onto the drum. Additionally, it has a belt-fed document feeder, which will be important for another video that I'm coming up with soon. This was essentially top of the line in 1994 when it was shiny and new. This machine has 3 cassettes. It says 4, but there's 3. We have a letter cassette, and these can actually be reassigned. A universal cassette that you can put whatever you want in. A large capacity letter cassette, which is in the other orientation. We have a duplexer. The duplexer will turn a page over, or actually in this case, stack a bunch of pages one direction so that they can be printed in the other direction on the back side. This machine has, like I said, an automatic document feeder, which can reverse the documents. It can actually do them in both directions. It can scan top and bottom. On the end here, we have a sorter. This is actually a staple sorter. It can staple and it can sort. It has 20 bins on the output, 20, and an automatic stapler. And it seems, I'm not sure where the punch waste is, or if it's true, but there is a hole punch button. And I have read in the manual that there is a hole punch option, but I have not seen what that physically looks like to know if it's actually on this machine. So, the machine is plugged into power, and we're going to see here if it does anything when I hit the switch. Nothing went bang. Hit main power on the side. Oh, and as one last thing, this is the counter and mechanical odometer for how many prints the machine has done through its entire life. Since 1994, it has done 46,210 prints. All right, so now, power switch on. It says welcome on the screen. Bunch of stuff over here just moved. Boy, the contrast is low on that LCD. So, I'm missing a pin down there. If I look at there's the contrast. The contrast dial is down here for some reason. Doesn't really make all that much sense. There we go. It closed the limited section properly. Closed. Waiting for that amber lamp to go out, which signals that the fuser is heated and ready to copy. The manual says this can take up to 2.5 minutes, so I will come back when it's ready. Alright, it started doing initial rotations to make sure it's heated evenly. I believe it's actually running the toner motor to make sure that it is toned properly. And just so you know, there's more options. This is a very high-end machine from the Lord's year 1994. It is 32 years old at this point. Look at that. Our weight lamp went out. We are actually going to just do this. It wants paper because there's none in there. Let me load some. And this machine can hold an incredible amount of paper. I believe that this cassette alone will hold 3,000 sheets. Maybe it's 2,500, but it is quite a lot. And there's our horrible copy. Oh, look, it even has a collator. It makes nice stacks. So there is our horrendous copy, which I believe the drum is shot in this poor old machine. But I will be getting another one. They're about $200, and I think it's going to be worth it to see if this machine will actually go like it's supposed to. I'm going to give you a brief demonstration making blank copies, because this drum is garbage, and it won't matter what I try to copy. It'll just come out black. So, we're going to put 2 originals in the document feeder. Count them, 2 originals. We can't do 2 to 2 or 2 to 1 because it doesn't work right. Like I said, the dock feeder is a problem. But we can do 1 to 2. We can copy them onto duplex paper. Actually, hold on a second. Correction. There are now 4 sheets in the document feeder because I realized as I was saying that I couldn't do what I wanted to do if I had to have it only 2 sheets. It would only produce 1 output sheet, which doesn't do good for stapling. So we're going to have it sort and staple. We're going to have it duplex 1 to 2. And then we're going to have it do, let's make 3 copies. So it's going to pull the first sheet into the dock feeder. It will scan and copy the first sheet twice, 3 times, because I asked it to do 3 copies, and those go into the duplex tray. That sheet is kicked out. The second sheet, already registered, goes into the dock feeder, and it jams. Of course it jams. Well, dang it. Okay, try number 2. Same 4 blank pages in here. Scanning 1 to single-sided duplex, which should generate me 2 double-sided pages. Sort and staple, so they should come out in, not 23, I want 3 copies. Should come out in 3 different bins, and I want hole punch on all of those, please. Let's see if it'll do it this time or not. First scan, second scan, third scan. Eject the first page. I think it's about to jam. Nope. First scan, second scan, and third scan. It will print and hole punch and collate. Look at the collator. All 3 pages into 3 separate bins. Now it's onto the 3rd and 4th pages, which it prints out into the duplex. Duplex comes out of the machine is where it picks for the next side. They go into their respective bins, other than the fact that it jammed. Of course it did. Dang it! Alright, you saw the hole punch. Well, did you see the hole? You saw it hole punch. Hole punched. Double-sided. Now I'd like to show the staple. So we've put 2 pages back in there. Just 2. We're not going to do double-sided. We're going to make 3 copies. So it puts the first page onto the glass. Scans it 3 times. And it goes into 3 separate bins. Hello, cat. Like that. It's scanning the second page right now, which does the exact same thing. Now, is that not beautiful or what? Oops, all the trays just went back down. Stapled in the corner, stapled in the corner, and stapled in the corner. And if these were real documents, they would all 3 be in order. So this is, simply put, a mechanical marvel. If you think about how this is doing this, it's just mind-blowing. But once you get it, you sort of get it. This machine is an incredible feat of automation in 1994. And it's an incredible feat of science, I think. Absolutely magnificent piece of equipment. This thing is doing stuff that wasn't even standard on digital photocopiers until, probably 2007. This machine has everything. This machine has a duplexing document feeder that doesn't work. It has a duplexer that works when it wants to. It has a stapler with 20 output bins. It can collate. It can nicely stack. It can do anything you want this machine to do. It can do it. It can print on 11 by 17. It can do stuff like, if I wanted to put, if I wanted to put 4 pages, 4 letter size documents onto one 11x17, it would let me do that. It'll do a hole punch. It'll let me print on overhead projection paper, transparencies. It'll let me insert cover pages. It'll let me pick if the covers are printed or not. It'll let me scan from an open book onto 2 separate pages. It can do margins. This thing can do all kinds of stuff, and in fact, if you really wanted, these cards are interchangeable. You can actually put like 4 different cards on here to get different options of imaging things you can do with this machine. This machine can do everything. Almost. The only thing it cannot do ever is be a printer or a scanner. This machine is 100% optical. There is nothing electronic about the printing process in this machine. It literally has a pair of mirrors, a light bulb, and a zoom lens. That's it. There is nothing digital or even electronic about the imaging process of this machine. This is a fantastic machine. I'm going to try and fix this dock feeder, and I'm going to get another drum, and I might have to put a developer in it. It seems like maybe it's not working quite right on the developer side. But I think this machine is very close to working perfectly. Just needs some TLC, and I think I can give it that. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I know this video has probably been excruciatingly boring, but at least it ended with a working machine and a successful trip, and a tiny smidgen of excitement along the way. And at the end, I think we can all agree that you are the star of the show.